Sorry, you need the words.
It's with great joy and deep admiration that we offer our heartfelt congratulations to both Patty and Toni. We can't think of a more deserving pair to be receiving the honor this year together. Your shared devotion to kindness, generosity, and communal care embodies the very essence of Chesed.
Toni, for years, Saul and I have quietly hoped for this moment. It brings us such profound joy to finally witness you being recognized for the incredible work you've done these past 25 years and continue to do for our community. You are one of the most humble, selfless individuals we know, always giving without seeking recognition. To introduce you as one of this year's Chesed honorees is not just an honor, it's a privilege. In the Talmud, Sukkah 49b, Rabbi Eliezer teaches, Kol ha'oseh tzedakah u'mishpat, ki'ilu mileh kol ha'olam kulo chesed. Anyone who performs charity and justice is considered as though they have filled the entire world with kindness.
This verse could have been written about you, Toni. You embody both chesed, loving kindness, and emes, truth. These two qualities are rarely found together in such harmony, yet in you they flourish side by side. You have the rare ability to love deeply, give wholly, and still speak truth with clarity and conviction. That balance is your gift, and our community, we are better for it.
There are few people who truly understand the full scope of what you do. We don't even know. Much of your work is quiet, behind the scenes, and confidential, often invisible to the broader community. But Saul and I have been able to see firsthand just how deeply your contributions shape and enrich our lives. At Akiva, you have shown up in times of crisis and healing. After moments of trauma, whether global, local, or personal, you've been there to help our parents, our students, and our faculty process, reflect, and begin to rebuild. You've met with countless children and families, always maintaining the highest level of professionalism, confidentiality, and care. And there are so many children who feel your protection and your advocacy.
In your work with all the congregations, including Sherith Israel, and throughout the wider Nashville community, including those affiliated and unaffiliated alike, you've been a tireless source of support. From helping families access healthy and kosher food and essential medications, to navigating huge health challenges, to addressing economic hardship, to walking families through complex and emotional personal journeys, you bring your broad expertise, deep empathy, and fierce commitment to dignity to each encounter.
And of course, we can't speak about Toni without also mentioning Anna Kate, your pride and joy. Anna Kate is a reflection of your inward and outward light. She shines with the same enthusiasm, generosity of spirit, and kindness that we see and admire in you. We know she must be incredibly proud, and we're thrilled to have her here to celebrate this moment with you. Anna Kate, I know firsthand what it means for our children to share their parents. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts for sharing your mom with the entire community. We are all better for it.
Here's the truth. We can't tell you everything that Toni does or everyone she helps because much of it is private and personal. What we can say is this: the scope of the work she handles and the depth of wisdom she brings and the emes, the truth, and the chesed, the loving kindness that she brings to each situation is truly remarkable.
Your knowledge of our community's religious, cultural, political, and socioeconomic dynamics is unmatched. You are one of the few people who has worked across every synagogue in the city and among those not affiliated with any. This gives you, and only you, a rare panoramic view of our community, real needs, and an even rarer view and the capacity to respond to them with compassion and with deep clarity.
Tonight, we celebrate your countless acts of chesed. More than that, we honor the heart behind those acts, the loving, truthful, steadfast spirit that makes you not just a helper, but a healer, a connector, a pillar of our community.
Mazel tov, Toni. Congratulations. We're so lucky to have you.
Yeah. Come on up.
Thank you. That's okay.
All right.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That's okay.
Hello, I'm Anna Kate, and I'm her daughter. And I told myself I wasn't gonna cry because I told her I wouldn't make her cry, but I'm crying, and that makes her cry. So, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm super proud of her. My mom is just such an amazing person, and she's done everything for me, which I'm sorry. And she's just done everything for me. And going to school, like, all my friends have two parents and I only have one, but my mom makes up for me having two because just of all the hard work she does. And when I was younger, I used to always wish I would have two parents and I would have a dad, but I don't even need one because I have her. And she just is enough for that. And she is super brave, and she's not afraid to stick up for herself and not afraid to stick up for me, and she just wants me, like, to be successful, and that's just a huge thing. And she never gives up on me and never gives up on everyone, and she just puts everyone before herself. So I'm super glad that she's getting this award because she truly deserves it because of all her hard work. And I know I say I'm an independent woman, but I know she's going off to college next year. I'm definitely going to be calling her every day because she's just so much help. But yes, I'm very proud of her.
Thank you. Aw. Thank you to Anna Kate and Rabbi Saul and Daniela for those beautiful introductions. And thank you to everybody for being here to support the work of Jewish Family Service. And congratulations, Patty. I can't think of anybody better that I would want to be paired with. So this is my 25th Chesed dinner. I thought it would be fun to count how many rabbis I've seen come and go. So it was 16. And the only one that's still left from my original year is Rabbi Titel. So I wanted to introduce you to my daughter. You just met Anna Kate. I wanted to say she's smart, funny, kind, creative, social. She's the best thing that ever happened to me and my biggest accomplishment in life. And I couldn't love her more. I have my niece, Jamie, who was the very first baby I ever loved because I was there at her birth and saw her take her first breath. She's my best friend, my biggest supporter, my crafting partner, a source of never-ending love, and I could not love her anymore. Our newest addition to our family is Jamie's husband, Michael. He's an engineer, and he puts up with my curious mind and many questions about how things work. And every day, I love Michael even more. Then I have my dear friend Linda McBride here today. I've lost count. I know we're friends over 30 years. And she is also wicked smart, like, who was it that Pam said was Patty. My constant supporter, caring, generous. She knows me really well and always gives me sound advice. Thank you for being here, Linda. And I wanted to acknowledge my present and past coworkers. Pam introduced you to my present coworkers at this table, but also we have Carol Smith, Harriet Shifton, Anna Sir, Pamela Carver. Thank you to everybody that's worked with me. I've enjoyed everyone. So 25 years ago, I saw an ad for my position on the back of a social work newsletter. I really wasn't looking for a job at the time, but it looked interesting, so I sent my resume in. And on the day of the interview, I almost didn't go, but then I decided that would be rude, so I would just practice my interviewing skills. But once I learned about the Jewish community in the interview, I knew I wanted to be part of it. So being employed at JFS is a special position with unique opportunities. But the favorite part of my job is when I get to become part of somebody else's tribe. When someone opens their heart to me and shares their experiences with me. When someone allows me to look behind the curtain and support them through a difficult time. And it's such an honor and a privilege that I do not take lightly. To help you understand, I thought I'd give you a couple of examples of when I've been able to do this. So one of my first tasks was to join Meryl at the TGIT, the senior lunch, every Thursday at the J. And I still go every Thursday. I meet the seniors, I know their names, I get to know them a little bit. I'm there to answer questions or give them a resource. And if I'm concerned, I'll call their adult children and talk with them. Sometimes the adult children call me. So one day I got a call from this gentleman who wasn't Jewish. I didn't know a lot about him, but his adult daughter called and said, I'm worried about my dad. I need these resources. So we talked it through. And then I said, well, how did you know to call me if you're not a member of the J and just your dad is and you're not part of the community? And she said, well, your business card has been taped to my dad's bathroom mirror for months. And I asked him, who is this person, up on your bathroom mirror? And he said, this is somebody at the J that goes to the J lunch that I can call if I need help. And thank God it wasn't my name and number graffiti on a public bathroom. But it was such an honor to be that important that he taped me to his bathroom mirror. So another senior that was well known and well loved in our community had plenty of children, but nobody local. And one day they called me and made an appointment, came in and said, we're well cared for, but we don't have a local contact. And can we use you as our emergency contact? Because it'll take one day for our kids to get here. And I said, yes. They gave me a big file, everything I wanted to know about them. I gave them my business cards. And then about 18 months later, I got a call from the Belmead Police Department because they had stopped one of them because they were driving erratically and they were having a medical issue and they wouldn't let him drive home. And in their wallet, they found my card. Such an honor to be the person in somebody's time of need, even if it's not a glorious time, if the police are calling me to pick you up. Another time was a young child that I saw when she was 3. She never really fully understood our relationship. I only saw her for a brief time. But she grew up at the J. I saw her around. I kept in touch with her family, still do, because I see them in the community. And when she was about 20, she had something traumatic happen to her. And about 3 hours after that happened, they were in my office because that child, well, now she was 20, asked to come see me. She said, Mom, can we go see Miss Toni? She didn't really understand who I was, but she knew I was there to help and that I was her supporter. And last week, I said goodbye to a young adult with terminal cancer, whom I'd been working with for over 2 years. It was an honor to make this short list of the people that the mother called before she made the death public. Her mom reminded me that she was having a hard time finding a therapist for her daughter and that she thanked me for saying yes, thanked me for being there for her daughter. And it was such a privilege. She's not the only one I've worked with at the end of their life. It's such a privilege to be that person, to help them fulfill their dreams or check off their bucket list before they die. I've worked with famous people and a few infamous people. But mostly I work with ordinary people, just like you and me, that need a little extra support. I serve as the middleman between adoptive parents and birth parents when they switch letters and pictures every year. And it's such a privilege to be the only person that sees truly both sides of that adoption. And it's such a joy to connect the families and see the excitement it brings. I have walked with countless individuals and families through difficult times and through some of the greatest moments of their lives. And I truly care about everybody I have the privilege to work with. While I'll never really know the full impact of my work with individuals, I do know and recognize the impact this community has had on me. The first year in this community, was awesome. Everybody was so pleasant and nice and genuine, and they were just genuinely happy for me to be here. But when it got closer to a year, I started getting suspicious because nothing like that is usually true, right? It was too good to be true. And so I asked a friend of mine, I said, I'm a little bit concerned. Like, it feels like everybody knows something that I don't know. When are they going to tell me? And she suggested, well, maybe that's just the community. Maybe that is right. And maybe that is who they are. And all these 25 years have been just as awesome as the first year. It was genuine. This is such a loving community. And I've been influenced by many people in our community. But Merrill Kraft was the first person to influence me. I remember Merrill, I've come from lots of good work environments, but this one was a really good environment. But Merrill was just always so positive. She had this great positive outlook about her. And I just admired that. And I came from a family of negative thinkers. And I'm like, I want to be more like Merrill. I want to think positive. And so I decided to use some cognitive behavioral skills on myself. And I made a rule for myself that I have today, that I can only say one ugly thing a day. Only one. And so at first it was hard, and I did it every day. And I would have to think about, okay, is this important enough for me to say it? Because I might have something better in the afternoon, And if I didn't use it a day, you can't stock them up. So at first it was really hard, but then I would skip a couple days and not say it. And now I can go months without saying it. And if you're my friend and my coworker, you know that I usually announce it before I say it. I say, okay, I'm going to say my one ugly thing today. And most of the time they say, Toni, that really wasn't ugly. Merrill Kraft inspired me to become a better person. And over the years, I felt supported by all our board members, but especially a few of those that went out of their way to care for us, including Jan Liff, Steve Lapidus, Julie Niederthal, Susan Zager, and our current president, Harris Gilbert. I have watched entire families raise their children and grandchildren to know the value of a mitzvah. The Hirsch family, the Gluck family, the Kirshner-Fallick-Kraft family are perfect examples of Chesed. Watching these families has been an inspiration to me. And I've accumulated a list of angels or people that I refer to as my angels that I can call upon if I need a little extra care in a situation. Glenda Kraft, I don't know where she is. Glenda Kraft was my first angel. She always receives my requests with an enthusiastic yes and always ends it with, what else can I do? Glenda has carefully and lovingly bought clothes, diapers, shoes for a young child for a whole year while the parents were becoming financially stable. Glenda and all my angels are an inspiration to me. I have felt loved and supported every day of these 25 years. The Jewish community's family to me. When I'm struggling or have a tough day, I can leave my office and walk amongst you guys in the community, and I always find a smiling face and the strength to move forward. I am a better person because of the love of this community. While I might not be a Jew, I am Jew-ish and a member of this tribe. And I would like to end with an open invitation to anyone in this room that doesn't know me or would like to get to know me better. Please reach out. I want to know you, and I want to support you. Thank you again for the honor of this Chesed Award.
And let me just say to you, before I begin, it's hard to be the last one to speak because every single thing that I was going to say has been said. So, pretend like you did it. Wonderful. Thank you for that introduction. Here we go. A Chesed came to his rabbi in tears. He said, I feel so paralyzed. I have tried so hard to repair the world, and it does no good. It's just hopeless. The world is still filled with sin. The rabbi very patiently embraced the man and explained, have hope. Before you change the world, you must start with yourself. And after you've repaired yourself, repair your community. And after your community, repair your nation. Know that then you will have begun to change the world. Should it be any surprise to us that on the website for Jewish Family Service it says, enrich the whole person, the whole family, and the whole community. JFS repairs and changes the world, and in the process gives each of us the chance to live our Jewish values. And it is why the Chesed Award is, to my mind, the highest award given in the Jewish community, even the general community, and why I am so honored and humbled to receive it. When I look at the names of past recipients, I see the names of so many people I respect and admire, so many people who inspire me. To be receiving it with Toni Jacobsen enhances it that much more. Toni's compassion, dedication, and respect for those she works with and for make her a wonderful advocate, ally, and friend. Toni, I am so honored to be able to share the night with you. You are a gift to our community, a community we both love. I love being Jewish, and I love being Jewish in Nashville. I love that because we are relatively small, we cannot take things for granted. I love the devotion we have for one another, regardless of synagogue, political affiliation, background, or belief. I love that our clergy from all the congregations model cooperation and collegiality. I love that I get to study Torah with Rabbi Cullen of Weston Synagogue and have the honor once a year to welcome Rabbi Saul from Shir of Israel to Women's Torah Study. And I love the clergy from my synagogue, just like I hope you love the clergy from yours. My spiritual home is the temple, Congregation Ohavai Shalom, and the clergy are Rabbis Shifton, Mackler, Danziger, Schulman, and Andrew Fishbein. I would not be standing here if it were not for my temple clergy and staff and temple family, or my own family and friends, but I'll get to that in a minute. I have been the recipient of such kindness, understanding, help, forgiveness, and love, and I have learned so much. One cannot help, and I use the term lightly, help lead the Conversion Conversations class with Rabbi Mackler for 10 years, and not come away with a seeming master class in the basics of Jewish living and teachings. What a privilege it was. As was hosting the class for the first night of Passover for almost 10 years. I'm honored that many students, who members of the Jewish people, experienced their first Seder in our home. So to my rabbis and cantor, my teachers all, thank you so much. I would not be here tonight without Jenny Marks, the true definition of a mensch. I have no idea what good thing I did in some past life to deserve him. I'm so very lucky. He and I will celebrate our 40th anniversary in 11 days. 45 years and his kindness, strength, wisdom, sense of humor, integrity, and love continue to inspire and guide me. He's like my conscience, my Yetzer HaTov, my inclination to do good sitting on my shoulder, encouraging me to do the right thing always. Jimmy, thank you, and I love you. I would not be here tonight if it were not for our boys, Albert and Michael. Or as we like to say, if it's Albert, we say an heir and a spare. And if it's Michael, we say practice child, perfect child. And have always inspired me to do better and be better. They both continue to keep me laughing, grounded, appreciated, challenged, and loved. And I want to recognize and thank my daughter-in-law, Rachel. Rachel is the senior rabbi at my other congregation, Temple Beth Israel in Skokie, Illinois. I am in awe of her work ethic, her dedication and devotion to both her family and our wonderful Chicago family, who have embraced and loved us as their own. And of course, she and Albert are parents of the two most perfect human beings God our children, George, who is 8, and Dean, who is 6. Albert, Rachel, and MM, I love you. Of course, I would not be here tonight were it not for my parents, Sue and Eugene Reno, of blessed memory. They instilled by example the strong and important values they held dear, like integrity, honesty, love of country, and devotion to family. They gave me so many valuable gifts, but the greatest blessings they gave me were my sisters, Cindy and Julie. They inspire and humble me with their generosity, kindness, understanding, and love. I'm so grateful that they are here tonight. I love you both. I have had the great good fortune to lead a women's Torah study at the Temple for over 22 years. Unlike most Torah studies that study the Parsha of the week, we are going through line by line, sometimes one word at a time. It should be no surprise that it took us 13 years to get through it the first time. I am pleased to announce that we are at the beginning of the book of Deuteronomy, which means we are on track to finish and start again in record time. Yet every week we read words of Torah and the corresponding commentaries and talk about what they mean for us today. We have learned that there really is nothing new under the sun. It is all in Torah. We study together, laugh and cry together, share births, deaths, and pictures of grandchildren, and welcome newcomers with open arms. It is such a warm, funny, smart, and curious group of women, and I love them and what we have created together. Thursdays at 10:30 in the library, at the temple, and on Zoom, a sacred community meets, and it is sacred time. Some of my ladies are here tonight. Thank you for being here and for your love and support and your friendship. Speaking of supporting me, I must give special thanks to the members of the Group of One, the interfaith group to which Jimmy and I proudly belong. We've been together many years, discussing issues surrounding faith, religion, God, belief, and especially anti-Semitism. Jews cannot solve anti-Semitism. It must come from non-Jews. Thank you for being trusted friends and allies and for being here tonight to share this evening with me. I appreciate your support, love, and your kindness. It is said that all true living is face to face. The meaning of this evening is enhanced by each of you being here to share it with Toni and me. I really want to make sure that every person in this room is fighting to make you feel appreciated because you are. For whatever reason you came tonight, you are supporting a wonderful organization whose work is felt throughout the Jewish and general communities. While serving over 21 programs in 5 categories keeps the amazing staff busy, it provides the community, us, the opportunity to volunteer with time, talent, and more resources, and to do so in anonymity. What could be more Jewish? Maimonides, the great Rambam, tells us that there are 8 levels of giving, the penultimate being to give indirectly, with neither the recipient knowing nor the giver knowing the identity of one another. Every time you give funds to JFS, that is what we're doing. The highest form of giving, per the Rambam, is to help a person before they become impoverished, whether offering a gift in a dignified manner, extending a loan, offering a job, or helping them begin a business. JFS offers emergency family assistance, kosher food boxes, and has a Jewish job network. Bingo! JFS helps us reach the top of the giving ladder. I'm proud that whenever a need appears, JFS is often the first to answer the call. Whether it is a home visit to an LGBTQ couple who want to adopt, a panel to discuss the overlooked and under-discussed topic of menopause, teaching our children how to build healthy relationships and recognize unhealthy ones, or sponsoring a program that sends an art and music facilitator for a one-on-one monthly visit to a person living with Alzheimer's or another dementia, JFS answers the need. I am so proud, and you should be proud too. I recognize that these things do not and cannot happen without a solid foundation and someone with a vision. For JFS, that is the amazing Pam Helmer. To know Pam is to respect, admire, and love her. She is so thoughtful, articulate, forward-thinking, and inquisitive. She has all the traits of a great leader. You want a positive volunteer experience? This is where you want to be. I have loved working with Pam. She makes it all so easy. She's organized, diligent, and so appreciative. As I always say, I am not a fundraiser. JFS is the only organization for which I will solicit funds, mainly because no one says no. This is a beloved organization, and the feelings begin at the top. To Pam and the staff and the officers and board of the organization, thank you for all you do. I am blessed in friendships, old and new. I hold my dear friends in my heart and try to tell them how much they enrich and inspire me and how very much they mean to me. What a gift it is to share our lives together. To those who are here, thank you, and I love you. There are a few I must mention by name. Anna Sir and Neil Craft. You are not like the dream team, you are the dream team. Our both cherished friends. Thank you for sharing this beautiful evening. And to all the volunteers who made the evening happen, from the flower arrangers, table setters, dishwashers, those sitting at the check-in desk, and anyone else. I know what a joy it is to work for this event. Thank you so much. To Goldie Shepherd and Holly Ruffalo and everyone who's helped prepare and serve the food, thank you. Finally, as a person of faith, I want to thank God for all of my blessings. I am so grateful. Please join me in Shehecheyanu. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'kiyanu v'asman ha'aseh. Praise are you, Adonai, our God, who created us, who has given us life, who has sustained us, and who has brought us to this wonderful occasion. Thank you so much.
We want to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight. What an amazing crowd this is. And thank you for supporting Jewish Family Service. Thank you to all the staff. And thank you, Pam, so much for everything you have done for this evening. It's been wonderful. And especially thank you to our wonderful, wonderful recipients, to Toni Jacobsen and Patty Marks.